朋友，大家好，欢迎收看今天的对话华尔街，我是主持人张舒。随着钻井数量持续下降，美国原油供给预期下调，在这样的背景下，投资人是否可以松口气，而油价又会否反弹？针对美国当前减产状况，作为竞争对手的沙特阿拉伯是否又暂时赢得了短期胜利呢？而国际政治、叙利亚局势又会如何影响当前的原油市场？今天我们特别邀请到了来自标准普尔全球大宗商品主管 Jody Gunsberg 来一块和我们讨论这些问题。Hi Jody, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, the EIA reported surprise build in oil inventories in US, and also the API reported and suggested a decline in the US stocks. So it seems like there's a difference lying here, and why there's such a difference, and how you think about this?
The EIA is a government and mandatory report, but the API is voluntary and it's from the industry. So it's generally accepted that the EIA holds more weight, though what might be better, rather than looking at only one report or only one data point, like a week-to-week inventory data point, is to look at a trend. So the IEA, the International Energy Agency, for example, looks at a trend. They just revised downward their production numbers for 2015 and 2016 based on the history of 5 months.
Well, as we also know that the oversupply is a strategy that OPEC adopts to squeeze the competition out of the market. So if US production really decline, do you think this strategy is working?
It depends. It depends on who it's working for. For OPEC, it doesn't seem to be working as well as they hoped. They hoped that the U.S. production would fall more than it has. But the U.S. has proven to be resilient, and they've consolidated and merged, and it's become a race for efficiency rather than a race for land. And what this enables is much faster production to come back online or turn off than it used to be in history.
And also, we're talking about the resilience, as you mentioned, about the U.S. producers they have. And my question is, if the oil price is picked up later, do you think more U.S. producers will come back to the market much more quickly, or it will still take a long time, just as in 1989, when the oil price crashed?
The experts say that they think it will be faster this time, faster than in 1998, faster than in 2009, probably around 9 months is what's expected. And this is, again, because the improved efficiencies enable the rigs to come on faster, the horizontal drilling can get more oil out of the wells, and they can go back to old wells, so they not only do fracking but refracking technology so that they can bring more oil out faster of new wells and old wells.
Well, also this news catch my attention that the Russia's oil minister, they said they would like to cooperate with OPEC and discuss the situation we have right now in the market. But on the other hand, Russia just launched its first airstrike in Syria last week. So do you think they will really cooperate in the future, or the cooperation comment is just a hogwash?
It's difficult to know whether Russia will cooperate with OPEC, Syria, Saudi. But what we do know is that war is generally good for oil. Historically, when there's war, it's supportive of the oil price and other commodities too. So we have seen that there have been plans to increase the oil price. Saudi Aramco said that they were hoping to raise the OSP, the official oil selling price. We saw OPEC said that they were seeing pullbacks in investment in petroleum, about 20%. We saw from the IEA that consumer expenditures would also be pulling back. So that might be supportive of oil prices. That could help Russia regardless of whether they choose to cooperate or not.
Okay, and also we see a shift in oil selling price in Saudi Arabia, because just I think 1 or 2 weeks ago they declined and decreased the oil selling price in Asia. But as you said, and they will raise the oil price later. So why is it such a shift?
The shifts that we're seeing are short term. The market dynamics that you have to look at are the inventories.
Yep.
The inventories right now are at highest levels than they've been really ever. And the last time that we saw inventories even near this high, it took about 6 years to draw down. And you know, we look at the open interest as a possible indicator for the stabilization of the oil and a rebound. And we still, we saw it come down a little bit in June and it spiked back up. We would need it to come down to a peak monthly open interest of around 300,000 or maybe even a little less. And this time though could be different because if producers from their improved efficiencies feel that they don't need to hedge as much, we may never see that change in the open interest that we've seen in history.
Okay, so everything is totally different this time.
It might be.
And also, if we take a review on the third quarter in commodity market, what will you say?
We've only seen 2 third quarters that were worse than this past third quarter. And generally the fourth quarter is the worst performing quarter. And when we look at quarters in total, this past third quarter was the 5th worst performing quarter in history. And in the quarters following those poorly performing quarters, 4 of them were negative, only 1 was, or 3 of them were negative, only 1 was positive. So the chances that the commodities rebound in Q4 and after just a bad quarter, it doesn't seem that likely if the history will repeat itself.
在今天节目中，我和 Jody 就当前原油市场基本面以及国际局势如何影响市场进行了分析。感谢您收看今天的对话华尔街，我是主持人张舒，我们下期再见。